Okay, so it's been a while since I've done a video anything like this in the slightest. And I don't know when or even if I'll be doing anything like it ever again, honestly. Let alone posting the video I had hoped to be posting next on this channel. I was in the middle of actually working on another animation, in case you couldn't tell by all the nonsense I have just strewn about. Doesn't involve these two figures, if that's what you're wondering. These two just happen to be incidental additions to my collection, as it were. I don't know. I was thinking about writing a review for these two. Then again, I was thinking about a lot of things moving forward for what I was going to do on YouTube before certain bullshit happened. Certain bullshit was announced to happen, and now I don't know. I don't know what my future on this platform is going to look like, if it does look like anything. In case you haven't been aware, in case you're living under a rock or the algorithm hasn't tried to badger you with it, which I really wish it would. I really wish this message of the thing that's going to be happening would get out to a lot more people. There would be more bigger voices promoting, hey, this is about to happen and it's going to ruin everything. And to be frank, I haven't, as much as I wanted to even speak about the situation, I'm just like, what is my audience? My audience? You're barely there as it is. So what are you gonna do? What is my word on the situation? So I can voice my opinion, my opposition, my personal feelings on the situation, and I'm sure one or two folks are gonna look at it and be like, oh, that's definitely a problem that I didn't know was going to happen in the next day. And I don't like it. The point I'm trying to make is, starting tomorrow, as of the time of this recording, tomorrow, August 13th, 2025, YouTube is planning to implement a new AI age estimation system. One that is supposed to gauge the age of all the individual users on the platform in order to figure out how old they are, and furthermore, what features and content that they should be ascribed to view as a result. With so many algorithmic changes on YouTube, trying to be an animator on this platform was always going to be a pain in the ass. But really, one thing I don't like, there are a lot of things. What am I saying? There are a lot of freaking things I don't like about what YouTube is doing in general, and especially with regards to this new system. To put it into perspective here, the number of things that YouTube's algorithm does already, that it screws up on, that it's AI, that it's bots, that it's, everything that it screws up, despite the fact that they've been running this platform for years, probably longer than a good number of people have even been alive. Good grief, have you considered that YouTube existed before some of you were born? And that's terrifying to me, because you're the ones who's going to be most impacted by this if YouTube decides, when YouTube decides to go through with this, because it's going to start age gating content based on its own personal estimation of individual users' ages. Now, not only do I not trust that this AI age estimation system is going to run perfectly by any stretch of the imagination, I see absolutely no reason to believe that AI age estimation is anything short of majorly flawed. They have methods to sort of get around this issue, to bypass the problem, is this like, if the system somehow misidentifies your age, it's going to give you the option to verify your age either via a face scan or submitting your personal ID. Now, I know for a lot of monetized users out there, submitting your personal ID is not going to be a problem because you've already had to do that in order to get your content in order to get your content monetized. So you're probably looking at that and thinking, oh, well, what's this big deal there? I don't need to worry about. I already got my ID. First of all, there's no guarantee for the monetized users. There's no guarantee that they won't still somehow screw things up. There's already been several instances shown of exactly this system already screwing the heck up, despite the fact there are monetized users on the platform who have submitted all this information already, because apparently it's just not smart enough. You want to put that sort of weight on individual users of the platform, and not just the creators who sort of have to make money. You want to ID every single person who comes onto YouTube, regardless of whether they're a passive user or not. That sounds extraordinarily invasive. And consider everything else that they screw up in the process of, all their AI bots. Is just like, what about their security? What about their cybersecurity? Do you trust that their cybersecurity will manage to keep any of that information, perfectly secure for all times, or however long that they need to hold on to this information, which apparently is also something up in the air. It's just like, we want to hold on to this information long enough to confirm your age. How long is that? Might be 2 months, might be 2 years. The fact that they have to hold on to it longer than the 2 seconds it requires to confirm your date of birth on your ID is already kind of suspect enough, if you get my drift. Plus, there's the fact that this is all under the big Google banner, under them, and you know what they love? They love personal data. They love data. Data. Oh, you're a person. I want to be able to identify you with all the data we can get on you, so that we can sell things to you, so that we can tell you what to do, what to think. Oh, here's something that we think you're going to be interested in because you happened to sneeze 5 seconds ago, according to what we got on your phone. It's a struggle enough to trust Google with my data as it is, let alone the data that it wants that could identify me down to that could identify me down to the letter, that could make me identifiable and on blast to the entire world if it were ever made insecure. And they want that from everybody that they can get it from, who was of the proper age. Age gating. This is another thing that I dislike about this whole thing, is just they're using this to be able to promote the appropriate content to people of appropriate age. Like, they're the arbiters of what's right and wrong for people to look at and what not to look at based on their age and various other factors. It's just like, yeah, you've already proven you're not that great with it already. You screw over animators, and some people who animate in more mature animations are still considered content made for kids. And that is something that is absolutely unimaginably despicable. Why don't you work out that problem first, huh? You want to age gate things for kids. How about you moderate the stuff that's already there a lot better and a lot smarter? Now, arguably, this might be exactly what they're trying to do with this particular circumstances. Nonsense. If they can gauge the appropriateness of the content and the age of the user, they can avoid certain areas that
might lean a little bit outside the range of things that they should be exposed to in the first place.
I mean, that system's already fucking broken. There's a lot of stuff that you can access on YouTube Kids that you should have no access to on YouTube Kids. And that's another thing with age gating. As an animator, what does it... Will it judge me as a kid? Will it judge most of my content as being for kids? Or for teens or for adults? And when it's based on those things, will gate off access to my stuff, potentially depriving me of an audience that might have found interest in it otherwise. Like, I admit, I don't make the animations that I do thinking about children. I do not direct, write, or animate any of the things that I do thinking, oh, I want to appeal to toddlers, adolescents, infants. No, not by a long shot. I feel like this is meant for the older audiences, the mature audiences, the audiences who, like me, appreciate the style, appreciate the writing, and appreciate, I guess, the nostalgia for older things like that have come and gone, like Transformers Armada and whatnot. You know, that's Transformers Armada is well over 20 years old. No, Transformers Cybertron, Transformers Galaxy Force is now the thing that is 20 years old. God Almighty! I like to appeal to people who also who enjoy similar things as me, regardless of their age group. Honestly, admittedly, if you still enjoy this and you're still young and didn't grow up with this stuff, okay, you're free to like what you see. You're free to enjoy what you see, the content that I make. I feel like that's, you know, whether or not I make it with the younger generations in mind, younger people in mind, that they can watch it and enjoy it anyway. I feel like that's one of the greatest freedoms you can hope to obtain through platforms like YouTube. Well, apparently someone somewhere out there doesn't think so. Whether they're actually the ones running YouTube, programming YouTube, or maybe it's some law that's passed somewhere. It's just like, we gotta be able to protect our children from harmful material online. I'm just like,
be a parent. You want to protect your children from harmful content online. That is and should be and always needs to be the parent's own prerogative to do so, and to use the tools that they have at their disposal to do so. There's all sorts of child safety locks that you can implement on your devices, your PCs, your tablets, your phones. Heck, you can do stuff with your own router in order to control the access to content that your children have online. Now, granted, that's not 100% foolproof, because it's clear the YouTube Kids does not allows access to a lot of content that is not explicitly meant for kids. And I feel like there should be stronger moderation around that. But no, YouTube has decided instead it wants to, through artificial intelligence, gauge your age via the sort of content that you watch, the longevity of your channel, and a bunch of other factors that I can't think of off the top of my head. But a bunch of factors that I have no faith that an AI model will be able to estimate appropriately. So instead, if you really want to bypass all this age guesstimation nonsense that the AI wants to use to gauge who you are, what you are, and why you do it, and what you're looking for, just give them your personal ID or show them your face. You notice I don't, and I haven't shown my face on YouTube in a long ding dang dong time because I like to protect my privacy. Many years ago, going back way back to the beginning of the early 2000s, we were taught that you shouldn't share a lot of your own personal information online. And now we're at a point where not only does it matter whether or not you share that information, they're going to somehow scrape all that information that they can get from based on the things that you do online to sort of gauge who you are and where you live anyway. But now they're going to absolutely confirm it by taking your own personal identifying information. Like, we got to see your face, we got to see your date of birth, we got to see something that we can use to personally identify you, and there is no guarantee of security in that. Especially when you want that from everyone who uses the platform. That bad. Me no likey. All of which is to say is that I don't know what I'm going to do. YouTube's going to implement this system. It's going to foul up one way or another, if not for me, then for someone else, especially if it's someone else who could have ended up finding my content in the future and enjoying it and, wanting to see more of it, and I could keep going on behalf of all these people, help keep this channel going, keep the spirit of this channel going, keep the ball rolling. I like doing what I do for this channel. It's a hobby, admittedly, not professionally. That's why I've not monetized it. Yeah, I can't monetize it unless I do, because trying to monetize this channel monetizing channels has such stringent requirements that animators will find extraordinarily difficult to actually do unless you take a lot of shortcuts, and I'm not that kind of person. No, I am not going to use AI to shorten the period in which it takes for me to actually animate stuff. That's not how I do things. Unless it becomes absolutely unavoidable, I never will. You hear me, Red Alert? And Red Alert? And Sideswipe? I'm never going to use AI to animate any of you. You hear me? You're going to be stop motion animatronics for as long as I can manage. I haven't monetized my channel. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to truly monetize my channel. That's why I have like the coffee link and whatnot in order to, it's just like, hey, if I want to get any money back for all the time that I put into this little hobby that I like sharing with people, that's your option right now. Because I'm clearly not going to get a dime from YouTube. But at this point, I don't know if I even want to use YouTube anymore. Because this system is going to cause problems. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind whatsoever that it's going to. If it's not in the case of misidentifying people's by their age, if it's not going to be by people's privacy being ruined by having to submit identifying information to confirm their age, it's going to be from the algorithms and the judgments made on behalf of those algorithms what content is appropriate for what audience based on simple things. This is going to make my reach as a content creator even more limited than it already is, based on the fact that I'm in a little niche that YouTube has no interest in promoting as it is. So the question then becomes, when this happens, why am I still here? And more importantly, where am I going to go where I'm going to find a bigger and better audience for this? Because YouTube is such It's such a big, huge brand name at this time, that absolutely nobody, I don't know anyone who doesn't know about it. This is a service that exists around the globe. It has a lot of reach. But what good is that reach if trying to find others in this niche who also enjoy and make this type of content as well can't find each other? If there's no way to actually get the sort of people who would enjoy and want to be a part of the sort of things I do on this channel to be able to see it, what am I doing? YouTube is going to restrict a lot of content. A lot of content that is already restricted, one way or another. I can't see myself continuing on a platform that doesn't support me. At the same time, though, I don't know what my options are. YouTube is my best shot, and it's about to shoot itself in the foot. It's already shot itself in the foot multiple times with all the garbage that it's done to the changes of the site with the algorithms and whatnot. Can we have the goddamn dislike button back, please? All I do know is that as of tomorrow, as of August 13th, I don't think I can stay here. There's got to be greener pastures around here, around the internet somewhere, for someone like me, for the people who enjoy this sort of content, the niche, as it were. I don't want YouTube to do this. I don't want to abandon YouTube. But if they go through with this, I don't see a future here. My best hope at this point is that YouTube goes through with this, sees the damage that it has done, here's the backlash, here's the people saying, "How about no?" and decides to reverse course in turn. I pray that that's what happens, and they will backpedal this entire thing. But I can't live on a whim and a prayer. I can't move forward on a whim and a prayer. So I don't know. As of tomorrow, I may leave. I may just stop. Move on. Be done. Be gone. I don't want to abandon this platform, but it is clear that this platform has abandoned me and you. The you in YouTube. A platform for you. For users and the videos that they make, and that's not what YouTube is anymore. That's clearly not the case. It's called YouTube, but it's not for you. And it's not for you. And it's not for you. It's for the corporations, for them, for the broadcasters, the people with the money to make money. It's yeah. I don't even know why I made this video. I'm just at wit's end right now. I've been rushing trying to get this next animation that I'm working on done, because I wanted to be able to sort of have some sort of send-off before I decided to go. Like, just because I was thinking about one way or another. I'm probably just going to log off and wait out the bullshit, the shitstorm that's going to very, very definitely occur in the wake of this, because it will. This is a bad idea. This is a very, very bad idea. YouTube has had a lot of bad ideas over the years. I thought COPPA. I once thought the whole COPPA debacle was going to be the end of it. And, you know, even then, this might not be the end of things. YouTube might still go through with this and might still somehow prosper enough to keep fucking alive somehow. I really hope. I really, 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 really hope that YouTube reverses course. But if it doesn't, and this is what we're stuck with, prepare for a lot of goodbyes. That's all I'm going to say. And mine will be among them. Make no mistake. But whatever situation YouTube gets itself into, what the problem that YouTube is about to create, the user base that it's about to fuck, if it doesn't unfuck it, then it's time to move on. For me and for everyone with an ounce of dignity and sanity, get the fuck off this platform permanently. Yeah, I'm blathering, but this is, yeah, I'm upset. I think this is something worth being upset about. I'd like to hope that a lot of you agree with me and are willing to take the deep dive off the platform and into bluer waters, I guess. And I'm not much of a swimmer. I haven't swum
probably since before the 2000s, now that I think about it. Maybe I should take a swimming lesson again sometime.
I could probably do with the exercise as it is. In fact, maybe getting off the internet as a whole will be a good idea for me. I need to just get up and stop sitting around playing with my toys all the time. Oh no, the Cryptocran!
Bang! Yeah. Maybe it's time I just had enough of that. Got off my lazy bum. Did
something productive with my life. I'm too old for this shit.